Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. And another heavyweight news mashup video today, starting with Tyson Fury and his interview on the ITV program this morning. So a number of things to get through, so we'll just cover each thing one by one, starting with his statements about only having a couple of fights left. So he says, I've got 2 more fights left and then we'll really think about what we're doing and go from there. I'm undefeated in 31 professional fights and this is my 12th year as a professional. And you may recall Paris Fury coming out in recent days being quoted as saying she only wants Fury to have a couple more fights and retire after he faces Anthony Joshua if in fact an undisputed fight can occur. Next topic. Tyson Fury talking about a trilogy fight with Deontay Wilder, saying, I beat him the first time, I beat him the second time, and I will surely beat him the third time. He's a very worthy opponent, he's a dangerous opponent, and he has the eraser knockout. You're only one mistake away from disaster, you have to be switched on for all 12 rounds. And Fury, of course, has well-documented issues managing with his mental health and of dealing with a low that follows a high, which he's spoken about before. He says it's almost like an anticlimax. You elevate yourself in mind and body to go and box at this level, and nothing means more apart from the fight. Then you win, and it's like, oh well, I've done that and I slide down the other side. But I feel fine. I've learned over the years to maintain the mental health problems and to train on a daily basis and keep a routine. It takes me about 2 weeks to go back to normal after a massive fight. It's a roller coaster of emotions to be away from the kids and the school run and the screaming and the shouting, and it takes a lot to come back to that and get readjusted to that after 3 months away. Fury, of course, having 3 months away in Las Vegas for his training camp. And of Deontay Wilder and the weighted vest and the excuses, he said he trains in a 45-pound vest every day. But, you know, I can understand where he's coming from. In every fighter's mind, there's got to be a reason why they've lost. It can never be a simple fact of, I wasn't good enough on the night and lost to the better guy. And of Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury says, I've already been the undisputed heavyweight champion when I beat Klitschko. As far as I'm concerned, Anthony Joshua's only got my leftovers. They are my belts. How can you claim to be a champion when you haven't beat the champion? Tyson Fury statements. So a lot to, that he's gone through and ground that he's covered. So I'm sure there's going to be some interesting comments on all of that in the comment section. Meanwhile, Anthony Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn is talking up the prospect of an undisputed fight eventually between Fury and Joshua. Obviously, Fury has a trilogy fight with Wilder coming up, and Joshua is set to face Kubrat Pulev on June 20. Talking to PA Sport, Eddie Hearn said, myself and Bob Arum have been talking to a point where we're ready to conclude a deal and try and move forward to get a deal done for December. There's no reason why we can't put that deal in place now for the winner of those 2 fights. We're going to fight on June 20. They are going to fight, I believe, on July 18. That leaves plenty of time for a December fight. We've got to iron out some basic things like broadcasters and where the fight is going to take place, but I believe there's a real desire from both sides to get the fight done now. December would just be perfect. To have 2 British champions is unbelievable, but to have them fighting for the undisputed championship is something that we will never ever happen in our lifetime again. So we've got to make it happen. Let's get the deal made now, and let's get those guys concentrate on their big fights in the summer. Meanwhile, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury's opponent for the summer in the Northern Hemisphere, has posted to Instagram saying, "Don't count me out just yet. A true champion faces adversity and comes back stronger." And I think for a lot of fans, this is the sort of rhetoric that they were expecting after the fight, as opposed to a litany of excuses. But at least Deontay Wilder is focusing on the 3rd fight, saying he will come back and he is a true champion and will be coming back stronger. I think that sort of talk goes down better, much better with most fans than blaming a 45-pound costume for having weakened legs. Eddie Hearn believes that Andy Ruiz Jr. could beat Deontay Wilder in a fight and brutalize him. He says Andy on point would absolutely brutalize Deontay Wilder. He would cause him fits, nightmares, because it is what he does. He puts you under pressure and starts backing you up, and Wilder wouldn't be able to deal with it. He can still knock out anyone at any time, but Ruiz takes a great shot. That's why I was thinking about that particular fight, thinking that's the worst fight for Deontay Wilder. That fight's not even under consideration, but I was just thinking about it. Anyone that can punch and apply pressure with fast hands and movement will beat Wilder. Eddie Hearn statements. Team Michael Hunter believe they have the beating of the former WBO champion Joseph Parker, who was just in the ring at the end of February in a card in Texas, stopping Shawndell Winters with an impressive-looking knockout. But Hunter's manager Martin Mikalajic told Sky Sports Parker is an easy opponent for us. Parker is slow on his feet and his cardio is terrible. Michael would definitely KO Parker. And when I put that to my Twitter followers, so you can follow me, boxing_squared, the results so far, 200 votes, and not everyone is backing Michael Hunter here. So you can see here on screen, 204 votes so far, 51% picking Parker to win, 30.9 Hunter, draw 3.9%, I had to put that in there, and never get made as the fourth option, 14%. But what do you make of it all? Drop a comment. Loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Boxing_squared. I'm out.